For more, we're now joined by Rich Rubino, political analyst and author of the Great American Political Trivia Challenge. Rich, good morning to you, as always.
Good morning.
Talk to me about that glowing review, calling him more mature, more disciplined. He's been right about a lot of things. I mean, they have a past history of very publicly clashing with one another. So what do you make of this new dynamic?
Well, this often happens with Donald Trump. He kind of goes after people and then he excoriates them. Then they kind of make up. I mean, you see everyone from, Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, who recently met with him at the White House and had a photo op with him. So this happens quite frequently, that people will be critics of him on the one hand and then supporters on the other. I think Mr. Bezos, actually, from a political standpoint, he tends to be more political, more libertarian. He tends to be very socially liberal and fiscally more center-right. And I think that's kind of where he comes from. But he gives money to Democrats, but he's also given money to Republicans. So from a purely calculated business standpoint, it's probably good for him to be at least somewhat simpatico with the president.
Yeah, I mean, in that same interview, he also stated he's worked with all the presidents, to your point, including Barack Obama, Joe Biden, that he will continue to work with future administrations. What does that tell you just about where big tech and government stands now and where it is headed in the future?
It reminds me a little bit of Donald Trump himself. When Donald Trump was a businessman, he would often give to Democrats and give to Republicans, respectively. I think it's very similar to Bezos. Bezos is probably better, again, from a pure calculated political role, to be seen as nonpartisan, to be somebody who it can potentially can give and support presidents of each party. He's actually been very business oriented. He tried to encourage Michael Bloomberg to run for president, for example, back in 2020, and eventually he did. But I think that just from a political standpoint, it's better to kind of be on the right side of politicians, really on both sides. And I think that's why you see him kind of trying to propitiate or cozy with Donald Trump a little bit here.
And also, just speaking of New York there, he also slammed New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani for painting billionaires like Ken Griffin as villains. We all saw that, kind of bizarre ad he filmed right outside of his home. And Bezos said in this interview, you could double my taxes. It's still not going to help teachers in Queens. He even proposed eliminating income tax for the bottom half of earners across the country. How are those moments landing with people, you think?
This is really an amalgamation of conservatism and center-left populism. When he talked about, for example, that there are that he almost talked to somewhat of, reminds me a little bit of John Edwards back in 2008 when he ran for president. He talked about the two Americas. Mr. Bezos was basically talking about that. He was talking about not only limiting taxes on the lower income Americans, but he's an abolitionist. He wants to absolutely abolish them. But then on the other side, he also praises Trump. He also talks about billionaires and praises billionaires and basically says that they kind of get a bad rap. This is where obviously we're in a society today where AOC, Bernie Sanders, have very much lambasted billionaires, a billionaire class. So he really has kind of a weird combination here of left-wing populism and somewhat fiscal supply-side economics, Ronald Reagan-type economics. So he's kind of hard to kind of peg him politically here.
Yeah, and with some of these types, you kind of try to sift through what is genuine ideological alignment and what's just protecting business interests at times too. But a fascinating interview that he gave CNBC this week, no doubt about it. Rich Rubino, really good to see you this morning. Thank you for your time.
Good to see you as well. Thank you.
Have a good one. Okay,